plug your ears in, man. You know who it is, Slim Bunnies.
Do you have the green?
Do you have the grind?
Daryl, another week is in the books, but before we jump into this state championship recap and our special show, our senior day show.
Always a special show for us.
We're in a new location.
Yeah.
Not on the football field.
Not on the field,
Don't
but
have to wear a hoodie today. I don't got to wear a hoodie. I don't got to put no warmers in my pocket to keep my hands warm. But we want to thank the schools for letting us come on the fields, number one. We do appreciate it. But this week, we are in Studio 67 at Nash Community College. And can we go ahead and make the announcement for next season?
yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Starting next season, we'll be returning back to Studio 67 Nash Community College to film the grit and grind. And we'll still be doing our game day shows on Friday night at all the schools in the area. We'll still be going out for practices, still be going out to take pictures at the school, all of that stuff. So we'll still be going to the school, but we're just going to be kind of moving in the show into the studio and bringing the game day experience to the game on Friday nights.
Yeah. But before we could do that next season, we got to start talking about this past weekend.
Boy, can we say one thing, Daryl? 4-0. The West went 4-0 this year.
It was tough. We had some picks in this game.
We had some picks.
And they didn't go quite like we thought they was going to go.
Two of them, let me take it back. One, we got right. Because I changed my pick in the 9th hour. If you watch the post-game show Clinton, I changed my pick right there at that post-game show. But I went 1-3 this year. I think you went 2-2. You went 500.
I went 2-2, 500. So, I mean, we could start with the game that we was at with 71st.
Friday night,
That
7
was
p.m.
a good game.
I said on the post-game show, and I'm going to say it again right here on our show live, hats off. You know, the association picks these time slots for these games.
Yeah.
They don't know how these games are going to be the outcome.
Right.
They just kind of, last year, 1A was a 7 p.m. game, or 2A was a 7 p.m. game Friday night. Let's move to the 3A game there. This was a good game to kick off your state championship weekend from the association.
Yeah, and just like we talked about on Friday night, this game came down to who had the ball last.
That's the key thing I said.
That
whoever
was
had
one
it
of the
last,
things you said in our pre-show.
Whoever had his ball last will be the winner.
Game.
And I said Hickory had to play a perfect game.
And they did.
And they did.
They played a perfect game because they
Red
played
Tornadoes.
and they played a good 71st team.
A very good 71st team.
Was ready to play, but
back and forth each quarter.
Yeah, definitely back and forth. I mean, between the quarterback for Hickory, Brady, making the big time play at the end of the game. Their running game, number 34, I keep forgetting his name, but he was able to show up in the second half. But then that 71st team did not quit.
No, they answered the bell every time.
Every time.
And that's what we said about 71st and a lot of these teams we're going to talk about today.
Right.
Could you weather the storm and answer the bell?
Yeah.
71st answered the bell.
Yeah.
But you said the best at the post-game show there. I'm going to quote you again. Yeah. This game just ran out of time.
That was it.
For both teams. One had to be a winner.
Out of time.
One had to be a winner, and it
Definitely
was
had one to be a winner. Next game that we was at, Saturday.
Let's go down to 2A.
Yeah, 2A
down
football.
to NC State. So we was at UNC in Keenan on Friday. 2A was at NC State. Clinton Dark Horses. One I knew was the same thing with 71st. Yeah. One I knew was teams just become part of the show, part of the family.
Yeah.
We went out to hang with Clinton that day. Clinton came into this game undefeated. A very good Dark Horses team.
Good Dark Horse team.
Shout out to my man Jake and Chris.
Yeah.
Buck Swing Sports, Chris, Jake, my man Jake from Clinton. Also shout out to my man Jonathan from Odie's 1170. Yeah. They kind of showed us, how to get to Clinton. They told us all about Clinton when Clinton got ready to play Nash Central. Mm-hmm. Clinton came into this game, and in my mindset, I thought this was going to not be a Clinton blowout, but a decisive Clinton win.
Right. But Roseville had a different outlook on this game.
You said
because we talked about a couple players in our show last week for Roseville that you had to look out for if you're Clinton.
That's right.
And it started with their quarterback, number 14, Lee.
He was all over the
We
field.
said 47 touchdowns for the season, a dual threat quarterback. Then number 4, their running game, Cobb. another 1,000-yard rusher, but it was those wide receivers that we said last week.
That receiving core.
Number 0, Harrison. Number 1, Flip.
Harrison, you can just throw it up there. He gonna go get it.
And then number 8, Jones. Those 3 guys on offense was the key players that if you're a Clinton fan, you need to watch out for because these guys can make plays. And unfortunately for Clinton, they made plays.
Big plays.
But it counted the most. Clinton was in this game.
They were. And
they was in it.
And even when they were down at halftime, they came back in the third quarter, the beginning of the third quarter. They had a good drive for a touchdown.
But got the ball in the end zone. But,
I'm going to say one thing, Daryl, about this game as I continue to watch this game live from the sidelines. You said it best on last week's show that this team lost in the state championship to East Duplin.
Yep.
You saw a team on the other side of the field in this Roseville team, the Rams, that did not want to go through that again.
Definitely
you just felt like every time they
not.
got the ball, their mindset was we have to score because we don't want Clinton to take the lead and we go through what we went through last season.
Right, because they saw that momentum shift, especially.
It started shifting.
Yeah, especially in that second quarter, end of the second quarter when Roseville had the ball, like at, I think the 5-yard line.
And Clinton stopped them.
Clinton stopped them.
And you could feel it.
You could feel it
in the stadium from the Clinton fans.
Yeah, definitely shifting.
Oh.
And then coming out in the third, scoring again on that first drive in the third quarter, the momentum was all in Clinton.
And if you're Clinton fans, I got to give a shout out to, well, first of all, shout out to the Hickory and 71st fans on Friday night, came out in big numbers. But shout out to the Clinton fans and the Roseville fans. They packed the stadium over the NC State.
Yeah,
on both sides, but that Clinton side, I mean,
that stadium was
from
packed.
Side to side, it was packed with Clinton fans.
They came out for that. So that was a good game. Also, Tarboro game.
Well, we got
Mount Ayr.
that new game.
I think I picked Mount Ayr in this game.
You went safe.
Well,
you didn't even go safe because you've been picking against Tarboro.
Well, that's what they've been
for
saying.
the past 2 weeks. Yeah. So you said, why not go for a third week, right?
That's what they said. I've been picking against them, but I've been looking at the teams they was playing.
East Blandon, West Columbus.
Yep, and
Mount Ayr.
there were some good teams, but this Mount Ayr team. The key for me when I saw this Mount Ayr team was that offensive line.
You said focus.
And it was just a matter of time for that offensive line to start wearing that defense down there. Tarboro did that thing in the first half.
And
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And no one's done that to Mount Airy's since last season.
Since last season.
I'm going to go back to last season. Nobody's held them to 0 points in the first half. And Tarboro was able to do it. But that Mount Airy's team, late in third quarter, was able to drive down the field, get a score. And then that beginning of the fourth quarter, that one play.
That was just a difference maker.
They was on their own 20, and they ran 80 yards for a touchdown.
They would do one. They would do one.
And that offensive line was a key factor in that. And from that point on, Mount Airy took care of business. But it looks like since I picked Mount Airy, somebody's got to get some people.
I got to do this year, though.
Yeah, you got to give out some shout-outs.
Last year, Daryl had to do it. So now it's my year to do it.
Yeah, you got to give some shout-outs.
Buzz Coach, G-Dog 74, King Blue Devils, TD Friday Nights. We got to say that. Yeah. I'm going to say that twice. TD Friday Nights. Curtis Cummins and our good friend Rex Riley over there. Fax 24, he's a Roseville fan. These are guys we interact with on NC Prep Rivals when we talk about grit and grind. They're Western team fans. I got to give y'all guys a shout out because you guys told me what Mount Airy could do and what Roseville could do. And I still said I was going to stick and I won't go. They asked me to change the pick.
Yeah, they did.
And I said I was going to change it. But I didn't change the pick. But guess what? I do got a message for all of them. We coming up to the mountains. We come to the West.
Yeah,
we'll see you in the West. We'll be up there next season. We'll come to the West.
This year we are coming.
Yeah.
What, next year?
Yeah, 2024.
We are
Mount Airy, Shelby, Roseville.
Right.
Roseville, not Roseville. Well, Roseville, you in the East, we're going to see you too.
Yep.
But Mount Airy, Roseville, and Shelby, we come to see you. Well, Darryl, we got one more game we want to talk about, the 4A game.
Yeah.
Waddington out of the outside of Charlotte versus Hord.
Right. You got it right.
I got it right. Boy, they gonna give me a check box today. I guess because I'm at Studio 67.
That's what it is.
I went and got the dictionary out and looked it up. But I'm gonna tell you, this just was a blowout. It was just a tale of two different teams.
That's all.
It was a blowout, but a tale of just two different teams.
Two different teams.
One team that came in knowing that we moved up from 3A to 4A.
Right.
More people at your school now. We're trying to make ourselves the new brand of Western football. in Weddington, and that's what the Warriors were able to do.
Yeah, and they was able to do that, and then they was also able to capitalize on some mistakes.
And they wasn't storm, because I thought when he threw in the first quarter, on that first drive, he threw that interception that set up Hogger for a touchdown on the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
I said, could be some trouble.
Yeah,
we may see some. But hats off to them, because they just put that, we always got class sentence. You burn that tape.
Yeah,
they must have burned that play on the sideline.
That's a definitely
because after that, they just took off.
Yeah, that's a tape that you burn, and you get refocused for next year and get yourself back to the state championship game and have a better outing from that. But it was a good game. All these games were good state championship games. But
yeah, good season.
Yeah, definitely good season. So, since this is our senior show.
One of our favorite shows.
Yeah.
We try to go through with all the teams we cover and just, let the seniors know we appreciate being able to cover in the past 4 years as you young men and young ladies get ready to go out and graduate in a couple more months. Mm-hmm. Go out into the world. We try to let you know thank you for allowing us to grit and grind to be a part of your lives through football.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids we get to meet when we go out to the games.
Yeah, definitely.
We meet them out in the community when we're at different places. So we just appreciate y'all for allowing us over the past 4 years to be a part of your life through football. With that being said, we're going to go into our first school. And I got to say it. I got to go home.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
I got to go home for the first school. I got to go home.
School
I'm going home.
You're going home. Because this team, they love when you come home.
Man, they love it. They love when I come home.
Grit and grind shows up at one of their games.
And I'm coming back home next season for them.
All right.
I got to go with the Bettyfield Bruins out of Wilson, North Carolina. Bettyfield, that was 7-5, 4-1. And a lot of these kids right here on this team, I met them at the game. A lot of them I coached during Pee Wee League.
Yeah.
So, this team right here, a lot of them are very, special to me from knowing them, as little kids. Mm-hmm. Now seniors getting ready to graduate. Outstanding season.
Yeah.
These guys got to the second round of the playoffs.
Yep, definitely got to.
And like we were saying earlier when we were talking about Bettyfield, Daryl, these guys laid the groundwork for those sophomores, those incoming freshmen, those sophomores that's going to be sophomores, those juniors.
Yeah.
They laid the groundwork. If you're Bettyfield, keep listening to Coach Ben, Coach Park, and all the other coaches over there. Do your job, come back next season, and let's do it again.
Yeah, that's it. And our next team, the Wilson Prep Academy Tigers.
Tiger Pride. I got to say it for them.
Hey, they had a great season, 11-2, 8-0 in their conference.
Taro conference champs.
Yeah.
Big accomplishment for them.
Definitely big.
Second season playing football. Got to the fourth round of the playoffs.
Second season playing football, and you get to
fourth round. And you won your conference.
Yeah. I don't. Hey,
you had
sky's the limit.
That's what I'm saying. You heading in the right track.
Yeah, definitely hitting in the right track. And what's the next team, Shawn?
The Fight Golden Demons, and I got to give this one to Daryl right here because Fight, I'm telling you, these kids, they embodied a lot of what we talk about on our show.
Yeah,
9-4.
9-4, 6-1 in that conference.
I got to let you talk about it because they love when you talk about Fight.
Yeah,
because it goes back from that game, Fight and Hunt. They reminded me at the end of that game, you took Hunt.
Yeah, you took Hunt.
So you took Fight, so I'm going to let you talk about this one.
I just felt this Fight team had that it factor to where they knew that they could beat this team. They've done it, eight years straight?
And got to the fourth round.
Got to the fourth.
No, third round.
Third round in the playoffs. A good team. Didn't lose a lot of seniors. They're coming back. So this Fight team, it got a lot to work on.
Watch out for Coach Nelson.
Next year.
Our next team will be, I'm going to take this because I picked them, Coach Juan and the Hunt Warriors. Once again, we appreciate all these guys for letting us cover in the past 4 years.
Definitely.
Hunt, 8-3, 6-1, had an exit in the first round.
Yeah.
But what we always say about the Warriors and Hunt, they're just they're one season away.
They one season away, but they
get back that old school Hunt.
But they had a good start to the season.
They did.
They
went on a what? 7 game win streak.
After they lost to Northern.
They didn't lose no more until they played Fight.
Right. And they just took care of business. So Hunt had a good season. Losing a lot of seniors, but they got a lot of JV players coming up for next year. And so I'm looking a lot from this Hunt team next season.
Our next one, right down Highway 58, the Rams of Green Central.
Green Central. 4-7, 3-3 in the conference. Not quite the season that they're accustomed to.
No, they're used to being able to have deep runs in the playoffs.
Right.
But I did talk to a few people in the Green Snow Hill area. This was a rebuilding season. And like I told them, to go 3-3 in conference in a rebuilding season. That's a check mark.
It's a check mark because that's something that you can build on next season coming up. So shout out to the Rams.
Got a lot of guys from JV coming up. One of those teams to be on the watch out over there today.
Yeah, definitely.
What it is with Daryl, I got to take you. You know I got to take them. I got to
get all them out.
My favorite Cougar. They tell me I got somebody who graduated from Southwest Edgecombe. SWE. I had to do one last time. But I got somebody who graduated from there. They say, man, we just love when you say that right there. My favorite Cougar. My favorite Cougar, the Southwest Edgecombes, 10-3, 6-0, won the conference. Got to the third round, I believe. Third round of the playoffs.
Lost to
Whiteville.
Yep.
Good season for Southwest. And we kept talking about this team. When were we going to see them get back to SWE football? And every year, they've been taking those steps.
Right.
This was the season that we saw them get back to what we're used to seeing at SWE. Great team. They lost a lot of seniors.
Yep.
Thank you guys for letting us cover you, but a team to be on the lookout for next season. Another one we got, Daryl. Let's stay in Edgecombe County. North Edgecombe, the Warriors.
North Edgecombe. Again, 3-8, 3-5 in the conference. Not quite the season they wanted as well.
Another one of those teams in 1A that makes the playoffs.
Right.
Rebuilding season. They lost a lot of people last year. Had a deep run last year.
A deep run, but they got a lot of people coming back because they didn't lose that many seniors this year. So they got a lot of players coming back off this team to where they can make a good run and get into the playoffs next season. So. And your team, Shawn. Well, I'm going to say our team because I picked Tarboro.
You pick them all season long, but in the playoffs, last couple games. You know, I told the playoffs, he just jumped. I don't know why he jumped off the bus, That team, the bus had him riding with me. Yeah. He just jumped off the last 3 games.
I just jumped off for a couple games, that's all.
Those Vikings are Tarboro. I mean, you know, and I got to give a shout out to Tarboro Viking fan 2018 over here in Tarboro. You know, big fan to be on the prep routes that we talk with. Yep. Tarboro, outstanding season. Made it to another state championship game.
And again,
came home and run up.
Right.
But I will say it again about the Vikings. I said it last week. A young team.
Definitely a young team. Not losing a lot of seniors. A lot of good players coming back again. And this team can do it again and get right back to that state championship. And this is something that we're going to talk about at the end of the show. It's some of the things that these teams can do when they play against West teams.
That's it. That Tarboro team will be back.
Yeah, definitely will be back.
Going to Halifax County.
All right, here we go.
Those Yellow Jackets of Roanoke Rapids. 2-9, 1-5. Not losing a lot of seniors. Made it to the first round of the playoffs, Daryl.
Yeah.
Had a tough game. You had that Central.
You had to play
at the Dog Pound.
Back-to-back game at the Dog Pound, and it was a tough, but they made it to the playoffs.
They did.
And this is another team that you need to look out for next season that can definitely show up in the 2A.
Lost a lot of seniors, but got still a big class coming up.
Definitely.
Another one over there was a team that went 1-10, 1-7, a rebuilding year for them.
Yeah.
Out of Lillington, Northwest Halifax, the Vikings. A rebuilding season, but when you look at this team, they had 4 seniors.
Right.
So this is why it's a rebuilding season, because you didn't have that senior leadership. You know, we always talk about on the show, those senior leadership, those guys who've been in the trenches.
Yeah.
Been in those tough, close games.
That's it.
They didn't have it this year, but they got a lot of kids coming up.
That's what I was going to say. You got a lot of kids that's coming back off this team that got play and time and got experience. So now they are able to come next season. Right. I mean, you went, 1-10, 1-7 in the conference. I mean, you can win a couple more games and you're in the playoffs.
You're in the playoffs in 1A.
Mm-hmm. So
team to be on the lookout for.
Definitely.
Staying over in Halifax County, let's go down to the southeastern part of Halifax for the Trojans, Southeast Halifax, 10-3, 7-1. Lost a lot of guys this year to run up to the Taro Conference.
Yeah.
Made it to a conference championship game. Made the round 2 of the playoffs. But you know, round 2, they had to go to Tarboro.
And that's tough to play.
That's tough to play.
I mean, because what did they say when they come to Tarboro?
Well, you got to see that billboard on Highway 640 say 8 state championships.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Then you see all those accolades when you turn to the stadium, how many conference championships they made, how many times they been to state playoff games. You see all of that stuff. But you see those guys like Todd Gurley name up on the sideline.
You see all of that, but Southeast Halifax Trojans, like you said,
a good season.
7-1, a great season for them.
Because this was a team that last year did not have this many wins.
Right.
So you did something right and you found something right.
Yeah. So that was a good season for them. And our next team, Shawn.
Oh, I got to give you that.
Our favorite school.
Yeah, our favorite school, the Grit and Grind.
Kemp Pride.
Kemp Pride.
Because we like the name. And you talk Kemp Pride coming in. They rebuilding year for them.
Rebuilding.
They're 2-8, 2-6 in the conference. They're not losing that many seniors.
No.
And so this team is coming back again with some good players that can take that next step for this squad. And that's what you want.
And Kemp Pride is one of those schools that every year when we talk about playoffs, they're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Every year. Like I said, just not this was not their year.
Yeah.
But they bring a lot back. And
definitely bringing a lot back. All right, our next team.
Oh, I got to get that one.
Hey, go ahead.
The Northampton County Jaguars. And y'all know, I'm a big fan of Northampton on this show. They play good football, but another team, 75-6-2. Great season. A lot of seniors leaving. A lot of juniors moving up. So they got a lot of kids moving up. Got to the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
And Tarboro.
Again, it's just that the Tarboro team is standing there for a lot of these teams.
The gatekeeper. That's why I call him the gatekeeper. The one that Eastern Regional gatekeeper.
But this was a good season.
Good Northampton
season. County.
And it was a team that, they're 75. I won't be surprised next year if they're 8-3.
Yeah, easily.
It can happen.
Yeah, definitely can happen.
Our next team we got. Oh, I got to give you that, Darren.
Warren County Eagles.
They love you.
Eagles. We talked about the Eagles in our picks. And again, this team, 5-6, 5-3.
That's the key thing.
Yeah.
5-3 in conference.
In conference.
And not losing that many seniors.
That's what I was going to say. You're not losing a lot of seniors. So this is an upcoming team in that area. So you better be watching out for those Eagles. Again, a good season for them, 5-3 in the conference. That's a big thing for them. So shout out to the seniors for the Eagles.
And can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Warren County, we coming next season. We come to see you.
We come to see you.
VJ, we come to see you, Coach VJ. Vance County Vipers, 10-0.
Yeah.
10-1, excuse me.
Yep.
6-0. A team that was the hottest team in 3A football on this side.
Yeah.
Quarterback still. We still talking about it. He broke the record.
What was the record?
10 touchdowns he threw in the game. They just ran up week 1 against Terry Sanford.
Again.
Big time football.
Not losing a lot of seniors.
No, not losing
10-1, 6-0. Definitely got a good chance of coming back next year strong.
And doing it again.
And doing it again and going far in the playoffs.
This is one of the teams, if I was you, I would keep them pencils on my book.
All right, our next team is Bun Wildcats.
2-8, 0-6.
Yeah.
Not the year that the Wildcats are used to, Daryl.
Definitely not the year for the
But
Wildcats.
the key thing about this Wildcats team is they're not losing. They're losing seniors, but not that many.
Not that many.
And got a lot of juniors and sophomores that'll go in.
That's what I was going to say. They got a lot of players coming back off this Wildcats team. And like you said, this team is their tradition. That's
what you talk about.
And they are getting back. They're going to get back to that tradition. And so this is a team you need to watch out for in Franklin County.
The next team. 6-6, 4-2. The Warriors of Lewisburg. Went to Princeton.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
Gave them all they can handle.
Hit them with everything. And brought the whole town of Lewisburg down there. A team that's not losing a lot. I got to say one person that loses that was a difference maker for this team.
Yeah.
The quarterback, Dante Strickland Jr.
Yeah.
But they're losing some seniors, but they got a lot coming up.
Definitely got a lot coming up off that JV squad. And then what they got coming back next year. So Coach Lassner's got a lot of good players that he's going to have on that roster next season, and you need to watch out for this Lewisburg team.
We said they got back in that conference that they in now, that Neuse River conference. They can make some noise.
They can make some noise.
They made it this season.
Yeah, definitely make it. All right, Shawn, I'm going to let you get this one.
The 3-7, 2-4, Franklin County Grit and Grind champions, the Franklinton Rams.
The Rams. What do you say? Go on and say it.
The reigning and defending Franklin County Grit and Grind champions, the Rams of Franklinton.
Hey, what? Rams stand up?
Oh, Ram Nation, stand up. Y'all already know. I ain't doing one thing. I ain't doing one last time. One last time.
So, like you said, this team, 3-7, 2-4 in the conference, not losing that much.
Not losing that much. And got a lot coming up.
Woo. We've talked to some people in Franklinton, and they said, watch out for the players coming up off of JV next season.
That's going to be a strong team.
And we have been saying all season long, this Franklinton team is something you need to watch out for in our conference.
That's it.
Because they're going to be ready next season.
And they're coming in with a chip on the shoulder.
Definitely.
Because not only are they coming in the season ready to play with a team that's A team that was a young team, now is a
Yeah.
more experienced team. But they're coming there as Franklin County grit and grind champs.
Yeah, definitely.
So they're going to come in and feel like, we won our county championship. We can play with the best of them.
Yeah, that's it. All
A
right.
team definitely on the lookout for.
All right. Our
Wake
next
Forest Cougars, let's go over to East Wake, 75-2-3. Losing a lot of players over there. A lot.
A lot of players at that. And this is not that traditional Wake Forest team
They
that
used
we've
deep
seen
runs.
years in the past. But it's a rebuilding year for them. And, you know, they're going to be right there in the mix next season.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Coach
definitely.
Reggie will have them ready.
Yeah, definitely have them ready to go.
Our next one over there in the East Wake area, the East Wake Knights, 3-7, 3-4, a team that you got to see. The Nightdale Knights, Nightdale Knights, East Wake Knights, yeah, too many Knights. East Wake Knights, 3-7, 3-4, losing a lot of players.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're East Wake, you're in the Quad City Conference
Yeah.
with ACOT, Hunt, Fightin, the two Johnson County teams. You want to do something to get to the playoffs.
Definitely.
I think this is a team that can do that.
Yeah.
We seen them play Southern Nash week 1. They played Southern very well.
Yeah, they definitely played Southern good in that first game, and then as the season went on, they got better. A lot of players coming back for them. I think they're going to get refocused, and again, in that Quad City Conference, this is another team that can make some noise.
And if you're East Wake, for those sophomores and juniors going up for varsity this year,
Yeah.
these seniors right here have laid the groundwork.
Yeah,
Because you went from a team that maybe won 1 or 2 games, you won 3 games. And I think 3 of them were conference games.
yes.
So you should be ready next season to build off that foundation to keep building up this program.
Keep building up. All right, our next team is the Roseville Rams, 12-2, 5-0.
Roseville is losing not that many people.
Not many people at all. And a lot of people had Roseville predicted to go to that state championship game.
I had them in my books.
Yeah, I had them in mind. And
They just played a Hogger team
yeah,
that was a little bit, no, they played a Cleveland team.
yeah, play.
That really wanted it.
That's
and
it.
both of these teams play each other neck to neck,
Yeah,
wire to wire.
Wire to wire.
But they'll come back reloaded.
Yeah, because they're not losing much at all. All right, our next squad, Sean.
Corinth Holder Pirates over there in Johnson County out of Wendell, 2-8, 1-6. Losing a lot of people. But if you're Corinth Holders, these guys have set a foundation.
Yeah,
This is another one of those teams like East Wake. You know, you did better than what you did for previous seasons.
right.
They now have set a foundation. And what we always say, Daryl, on Inventory Monday,
Yeah.
you look at those games that you were in and
Yeah,
you cut back on those penalties.
That's all you got to do.
You figure out what you got to do to get yourself to be on the winning side of the score at the end of that game.
Yeah, that's it. And so they're definitely able to do that next season, and they can go pretty far in the playoffs as well. All right, our next one, North Johnson Panthers.
Got to go to Kinley, man. We want to thank Kinley for allowing us to cover them this season at North Johnson, 4-7, 2-3. A team that at the beginning of the season was one of the hottest teams in 2A.
Yeah,
Got in the conference play, some injuries came up, and they just could not pretty much reproduce what they did at the beginning of the first 4
couldn't
games.
redo that, but they're not losing a lot of seniors
No.
on this team. A lot of players coming back as well. Again, they could go pretty far as well in the conference and possibly the playoffs next
Could
season.
be a playoff team.
Yeah. All right, Sean, I'll let you call this one because we have talked about this team every pick that we had. This team
All
came
season.
about all season long.
Somebody said this school always end up on the show
Yeah,
with either game of the week,
right.
a pick of the week, wow.
Yeah.
They get a segment
They
every
get
show.
some.
Got to give it to those Golden Falcons of CVA Cop. That air raid offense, what I call it. 8-3, 5-2. Losing a lot of seniors.
Yeah, this team.
Losing a lot of
Yeah, they
seniors.
definitely losing a lot of seniors on this squad. So it may be a rebuilding year for them next season, but I know that JV squad is coming up.
They're loaded.
So you got some players coming up from that JV team.
Got some juniors that was
Yeah.
in the trenches.
Yeah.
Got some good playing time experience that's going to be ready. Hey, Cop, let's do it again.
Let's
do it again.
Let's do it. All right. Next team, Rocky Mount Prep.
The Jaguars.
Jaguars.
This is one of those teams they're not losing that many seniors. I think they're losing 4 at the most.
Yep.
It's one of those teams that we talked about that we want to see them get back to where they used to be.
Right.
And you said that during Inventory Monday. This is a team that starting today,
Yeah.
you can start preparing yourself for next season
Yeah.
in 1A football.
That's it.
I think they can do it. They got a good coach staff over there, good school over there. I'm looking for big things for Rocky Mount Prep this season.
Definitely looking for big things. All right, our next team, the Knightdale Knights.
Got to go back to East Way. I'm telling you, between the Knights and the Rams.
Yeah.
That is a big mascot. The Warriors.
Yeah, the
Those
Warriors.
are the top 3 mascots in North Carolina.
Well, you got the Knightdale Knights.
2-8.
2-8, 0-5.
Not the Knightdale
That's what
Knights
I'm
we
saying.
used to see. We said that.
Yeah, because last season they had a great season last
Got to the
year.
playoffs, had a deep run.
They had a deep run. This is not the season that they wanted. Losing a lot of seniors off this squad. But, again, they can turn things around.
You can turn it around.
Definitely turn it around. Like we said in our, end of the year show, Inventory Monday show.
Right.
It's just a couple plays here and there.
And that's where they
that can
went
have
wrong.
You win a couple games.
That's it.
So, Knightdale Knights is definitely one of those teams that can turn things around next season.
Now to the grit and grind class of 2023. These are all the teams you just saw were teams that we've been covering since we started the show.
Yeah.
These are the teams who just came into the grit and grind coverage area family this season. First one, the Bertie Falcons out of Windsor, North Carolina. 5-6, 3-2, good playoff run.
Yep. Had a good playoff run.
Lose a lot of seniors.
Yes.
Lose
a lot of seniors.
A lot of seniors on this team.
And so for Bertie, and I know when I was going to school, when you said Bertie County.
That was hard.
That's
Hard-hitting football.
Yeah, that's football right there. Down there, Washington area.
Look at all of there down there in Windsor.
So Bertie losing a lot of seniors, but coming back next season, this is not what Bertie football is. So for them, it's that tradition.
That's
It's
it.
getting back to where they used to be. And I have no doubt that they'll be able to turn things around next season off this squad. So Bertie definitely be back next season.
They'll be back next season. Good team over there.
Yep.
The Hereford County Bears, another team just got added to our grit and grind coverage area.
They got added after that Nash
Central game.
Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks before that, they reached out and said, hey, we want to be part of this show next season. We said, let's go with it now. 10-3, 6-1, losing a lot of seniors in that 2A team.
Yeah.
Got to the third round?
Third round.
Played Nash Central Dog Pound, 71-68.
Yeah.
We've
that
never
was
seen a
back
game like
and
that ever.
forth.
One of the best games that we've seen.
Yeah. One of the best.
Hereford County, they're losing a lot, but they can. Coach OG, he's going to have a ready next season. He already told me he's going to have a ready, and we're looking forward to coming up to Hereford County to a Hosky Outlander to hang out with them for a game.
Yeah, definitely. All right, our next team added to the show, and they got added after Northern Nash game.
After Northern Nash game.
71st Falcons. They wind up going 15-1. Lost. The only loss was in the state championship.
State championship.
Game that we just talked about with Hickory. Losing, not that many seniors.
Not that many.
No, not that many seniors. So this team definitely can come back and get right back to that state championship game.
We always said they were 1 quarter away
That's it.
from being able to bring it home.
Actually, 2 minutes away.
2 minutes away there.
Because the score was tied, 26-26.
That's it.
So this team is definitely a team that can come back and be back in that state championship next year.
Our next team, another team, they got at it. After we visited down there, they said, hey, want to be part of it.
After that Nash Central game.
At that Nash Central game. The Clinton Dark Horses.
So Clinton come in again, 15-1.
Right.
As well. They lost in their state championship game to Roseville. But, again, a good team.
Good team.
They're losing quite a lot of seniors on this squad. But the coaching staff, the community.
Coach Corey.
Yeah, the way they build that
program down there.
They're just going to replace and put those guys right back in place with JV players coming back up and getting them right back where they need to be.
And I got to use that Clinton line that's on their field house. Tradition never graduates.
That's it.
It never graduates.
It never graduates.
I told you, Clinton, I got to steal that. I'm going to use that all season long. It never graduates. And that's what you're going to see with Clinton next season.
Definitely going to see that with
Could
Clinton.
be back in the state championship.
But they got to go.
Well, they got one team they got to get through, but we got to say that.
Yeah, we got to say that.
I got to say 2024.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. We got to say that one.
Our last team that we want to talk about that got into the Grit and Grind family this year is when we went down there. Before we went down there, they asked to be a part of it.
Yep.
A turnaround season for this team.
Definitely turn around.
A community that has bought into the coaching staff, Coach Gainey, bought into the kids down there. I mean, just big things the Warriors of J.F. Webb have done.
Yeah.
Being able to raise up kids' test scores. All students passing classes.
Yeah.
I mean, just a testament of what this program is building.
And that's what you
in
want.
their first season with a new coach.
And that's what you want, because it starts in the classroom.
Oh, that's the key
We talk
word.
about that all the time. You know, before you can do anything, you got to get in the classroom first.
It's got to be
and
there
it starts
first.
there first. And this team has done that. They bought in. And J.F. Webb came in, 5-5, 2-4 in the conference.
Right.
And they're not losing a lot of seniors.
No.
And he's building a program.
He is building a
up
program
there in
down at Oxford.
And we can't wait to get back.
Oh, yeah, I'm counting down. I'm
mean,
counting down.
That's what we said. We
I'm
were
counting
talking
down.
about that not long ago, how we're ready for homecoming.
I'm
We already
counting
getting
down.
ready. Yeah, so we can't wait to get back to J.F. Webb. They had a great season, and I just know next season is going to even be better. This is going to be a team to watch out for as well.
Big team.
Yeah, definitely big team.
Now to the Nash County schools on our senior day show before we get ready to wrap things up. Our first Nash County school is the Rocky Mount Griffons of Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount not losing that many seniors.
Yeah.
Got to a first round in the playoffs. Had to go down to Jacksonville. Tough game, tough place to play in. But if you're Rocky Mount, you know, we got to give a shout out to Joe Lewis, Zion Howard, Marcus Tawau, Draymond Keita, Zach Howard, Hakeem Harrison, and Johnny Horton.
Yep.
Rocky Mountain not losing that many people.
Not losing that many.
And what we always say about Rocky Mountain Coach Battle, if anybody can have a team back ready next season, it's Coach Battle.
And we talked about this team losing 27 seniors last year.
And able to get to a first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, got to the first round
With
of the playoffs.
a very young team.
Very young team, and they did what they had to do to get to that first round playoff. But it was a tough game. They had to go up to Scotland.
They did.
And play a good
Scotland
team.
not Jasmine, Scotland.
Yeah, they had to go up to Scotland, play a good Scotland team. But Rocky Mount, another team you need to watch out for next
Very
season.
tough team.
Very tough team, so that.
Another team over in our Nash County area that we got to say their names because what this team was able to do for the past 2 years has been a remarkable story that these kids are going to look back, and I said it last week, 4 or 5 years ago, you're going to look back at last season and this season and say, this was a great run.
Right.
A state championship appearance.
Yep.
An Eastern Regional championship appearance.
Check.
Won 3 out of 4 games on the road in the playoffs.
Yes. Against good teams. We've said this all the time. We got to keep saying that.
Good team.
Good team.
Your rival, Southern Dash.
Right.
Scotland, tough place to play in.
Tough.
Havelock, tough place to play in.
Yep.
Win the 71st. Hit them with everything you had.
Yeah.
But if you're the Knights of Northern Nash, it starts with Trey Battle, Connor Baker, Elijah Pitts, DeJuan Mitchell, Brandon Riggs, Elijah Pearson, Jaquil Arrington, Jesse Smith, Janice Hill, Justin Hayward, Azura Loring, Garnet Graham, Hunter Davis, Josh Chappell, Jamarcus Anderson, Peyton Pigleton, Sammy Huddleston, DeCarlos Richardson, Enos Faulkner, Chase Bozeman, Nick Bellamy, CJ Howard, Andrew Zipco, the Zip,
No, the Zip.
Evan Teeks, and last but not least,
Uh-oh.
playmaker,
The playmaker.
Randall King. And officially on this episode of The Grit and Grind, we are retiring that name, the playmaker.
Okay.
Randall King will only be the Nash County student in this area that will be known as the playmaker.
All right.
Because exactly every game when he got the ball,
He made
plays.
He made plays.
So shout out to Nash, Northern Nash. Shout out to them. If you look back there, state championship appearance, deep run to the Eastern Regional Conference Championship.
Yeah. All right. And so now we're going to go to my team.
You got to go home.
I got to go home. Now I'm going home. That's why I wore my red today. Southern Nash Firebirds, 10-2.
10-2.
6-0.
6-0.
Big East 3A champs.
Check.
And the Grit and Grind Nash County champs.
Double check.
Double check. So this team is, and I just want to talk about this team because last year they was 8-4.
Right.
And 3-3 in the conference. And they came back this season, turned that around, went 10-2, 6-0, won the conference. And this is what you want to do and build on that. And that's what this team is doing. They're losing some seniors now, but they got players coming up from JV. So shout out to Logan Saunders, Jake Cooper, Malachi Dobbins, Jaden Whitaker, Alex Richardson, DeRay Lynch, Kendi Rick, Tucker, Trey Orman, Isaac Joyner, hope I pronounced that right. Warren Ruffin, Charlotte Benson, Jaquez Anderson, Cy, Alexandra Jones, Andrew Cole, Daniel Colley, Keekon Wallace, Logan Wiggins, Jabir Debro, and John Toslin. And if I pronounce anybody's name wrong, please forgive me. I'm sorry. But that is the senior squad for Southern Nash, and we just want to thank those players.
And something to look back on.
Yeah.
Not only did you beat your rival to win the Grit and Grind Nash County Championship, but that's something you can always remember. Northern Nash had this trophy a whole year, and you took it from them.
And you took it from them. So shout out to all these seniors for all the work that you put in. From some of y'all been playing football since Pee Wee,
right,
and all the way through, and getting to this point. And we just want to recognize y'all and just give y'all a shout out. Our next team, Shawn.
Them Bulldogs, Nash Central.
Nash Central Bulldogs.
11-3.
Yeah.
4-2.
There you go. What else?
2A, the Big East Champs.
That's what they were.
Deep run in the playoffs.
Deep
fourth
run.
round.
So we both going to do this. So I'm going to start off. So Taekwon Jones, Elijah Harrison, D'Angelo Johnson, Jarvis Jones, Nikki Johnson, Isaiah Finkley, Isaiah Drone, Malachi Davis, Elijah Dancy. I'll let you take that one.
You got Jacob Buxholt, Zeke Tucker Rayner, Marquell Warren, Amir Graham, Kyle Lowe, Desmond Skites, Jadion Horn, Jamirion Strayhorn, Josh Vincent, Meekins Dancy, and Everett Valentine for the Bulldogs of Nash Central. Good run.
Good run.
Good
Definitely
team.
Good run. Yep.
Losing a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
Got a lot coming up.
That's what I'm going to say. They got a lot coming up. And this is another team that you definitely need to look out for.
In 2A football.
Definitely. And they made a good run to the fourth round of the playoffs.
Took Clinton to the wire.
To the wire. And like we said, they was only a half away.
1 quarter.
1 quarter away, 12 minutes.
If you ain't of these teams that made it to the playoffs, it goes back to what we said. This is going to be our last message before we look at some postseason results.
Yeah.
If you one of those players coming back next season, you're going to be a senior or you're going to be a sophomore or junior. What you say, Darryl? Go ask your coach right now. What do I need to do?
Right.
Because if you're Nash Central, we got to the fourth round.
Yeah.
If you're Northern Nash, we got to the Eastern Regional Championship.
Yeah.
If you're Southern, we got to the second round. If you're Rocky Mountain, we got to the first round. Clinton, you got to a state championship. Tarboro, you got to a state championship. All the other teams that I heard, CBA Cop, Fight, all them made to the playoffs, WPA. If you're those kids coming up, it starts right now in the classroom.
Yeah, starts in the classroom.
What can I do, Coach?
What can I do to get the grades where I need them to be? And then go talk to your coach.
That's right.
Ask your coach, what is it that I need to work on for the next 8 months to get myself in position to help this team out, to get to that next level?
Because we know we got a state championship caliber team in one of these schools.
Yeah, and definitely, and you can have a long run in the playoffs, and you never know, you could make it to that state championship.
That's it.
So you got to put that work in, but it starts in the classroom.
That's the key thing.
That's the key thing. Always starts in the classroom. So, Shawn, you said you had some.
Before we sign off, John, we got some postseason results. They just sent out the rankings today.
All right.
We're not going to make no picks. We'll say that for the 2024 tailgate show right here, Studio 67. But some teams that you need to be on the lookout. Of course, Mount Ayr, ranked number 1.
Ranked number 1.
Guess who's ranked 2? Robinsonville.
Robinsonville, number
3, Tarboro. If you jump down, 13 Wilson Prep, 10 West Columbus, 14 East Blandon, 17 Southeast Halifax in 1A.
All right.
2A football, the champs, Reedsville, ranked 1. 3, Dark Horses of Clinton. Shelby, 5. We come to see Shelby.
Yeah, they looking for us.
Northeastern, Elizabeth City, 8. Number 9, Bulldogs of Nash Central.
Nash Central Bulldogs.
Wallace Rose Hill, 19. East Dublin, 18. Hertford County, 17. Teams just need to be on the lookout for next season as we get ready for the 2024. And our last one, 3A football. Number 1, the champs, Hickory. Beat the man, you got to beat the man.
That's it.
Number 2, 71st. 3, Dudley. West Henderson, 5. Northern Nash, number 6. Southern Alamance, number 7. Havelock, 10. Southern Nash, 14. Jacksonville, 15.
All right.
So that's some teams. That's the final postseason ranking. And these are some teams you need to be on the lookout for 2024. Well, Daryl, this concludes the 2023 season.
Yeah.
Like I said, senior day, state championship recap show is always the hardest show for me.
Yeah.
Because we know this is it.
This is it for us, and we just like to thank all the ADs, principals,
coaching staff, student sections,
students, the players, teams that invited us to come and film on their football field.
That's it.
And,
the athletic boosters that helped us with stuff like that.
Yep.
We want to thank Studio 67 for airing our show each
Definitely.
week on YouTube and Channel 19.
One of the best producers in the land, Drew.
And we also want to give a shout out to all our friends over there on NC Prep Rivals.
Yep.
I won't call all their names out. All the friends we met traveling in Clinton, 71st, you know, the principals we met at all the schools, the ADs. Shout out to all of them. We look forward to seeing you guys next season. And Daryl, for the last time of 2023.
Whew, I tell you, I'm about to cry.
This was a great season. Do you have to agree?
And do you have to grind?
And we will see you 2024 right here at Studio 67 for the Grit and Grind Tailgate Show edition at Studio 67.